What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brandon and welcome back to Pokemon Masters EX. In today's video, we are going to be going over yet another new sync pair that's coming to the game. NESSA and Dreadnought, going to be coming May 13th. I think they're here till May 29th. It's going to be a Spotlight Scout. But before we get into the details, if you do enjoy this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, hit those notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. All that fun stuff. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into it. So NESSA and Dreadnought, they are a water tech unit, 5 stars with a 6-star EX potential. Their weakness is grass. Their stats, HP is 679, attack is 311, defense 205, special attack 194, speed 153, or special defense 153, and speed is 196. Now do keep in mind these are the stats for level 135, but looking at them right off the bat, so HP is really good, attack, anything over 300 is usually pretty decent, defense is 205 is pretty good, special attack is a little low, special defense and speed are a little subpar as well. Now into their moves, we have Razor Shell, which is 3 bars. It is a water physical move. It's got 103 base power with a 95% accuracy. And it also has a good chance to lower the target's defense. So that's good. Now we have Jaw Lock, which is 3 bars. It's actually a dark physical move. It has 140 base power with 100% accuracy. And Jaw Lock is going to apply the restrain effect to both the target and also the user. Now we have Rock Tomb. So 2 bars, rock physical, 39 base power, 95% accuracy, lowers the target's speed. So these first 3 moves, what I'm looking at here, so strictly physical. No special moves whatsoever, which, kind of plays off that base attack stat of 311, obviously at level 135. But now we have our trainer move, which is Wash 'em Away. So it has 2 uses, sharply raises attack, raises the critical hit rate, drastically raises speed if the weather is rainy. So might be a tech unit to bring on your rain team. We will have to see. So right off the bat, moves are pretty solid. I mean, Jaw Lock is going to be vital with this sync pair because a lot of the stuff, and we'll go over it in a little bit, has to do with restrain. So keep that in mind. But now that we've gone over the moves and we've covered all the stats, now we are going to jump into the sync move and the passives. So the sync move is called Flood the Stadium Liquidation. It's got 200 base power, but the power increases if the target is restrained. So use your Jaw Lock, get that restrain effect on your target, and you'll hit harder. Now we also have Restrained. Power Up 5 is our first passive, so it powers up moves if user is restrained by 50%. We also have Ripple Effect, so when the move lowers a target's stat, lower the same stat for all opposing sync pairs. So when you're lowering, let's say you're focusing down on the middle and you're lowering its speed, it's also going to lower the speed of the left and the right as well. And lastly, we have Restrained Freebie 3. So a moderately good chance, 40%, to apply free move next effect when an attack is successful while the user is restrained. So going back to Jaw Lock, right, it not only applies that effect to your target, but also to you. So you might get that free move next effect, save some of that move gauge. Maybe you don't have to bring Swanna, maybe you don't have to grab move gauge refresh on your grid, whatever the case may be. But overall, looking at the moves and stats, passives, all that good stuff, Restrain seems to be very vital and very key to this sync pair. So that being said, we went over stats, passives, sync move, moves, all that good stuff. Now let's go check out their sync grid. Okay, so here is their sync grid. As always, I'm going to go over the yellow tiles because they're the most important. They give, I think the best buffs. Right, they're definitely something you want to go after. So in the top left here, we have Hold Hostage 2, so powers up moves when the target is restrained, so that's going to give you an extra 20% damage when your target is restrained. And we also have Restrained Recovery, so restores the Pokemon's HP whenever it takes an action while it is restrained. So again, applying that restrained effect to both you and the target is going to help you out. We also move over here to the right, Relentless, so the more the target's defense has been lowered, the more this powers up sync moves. And underneath that, we have Vigilance. We all know what Vigilance is, right? But if you don't, you get this on the grid. It protects your Pokemon from critical hits. So it's pretty much a staple for, I would say, 90% of the supports out there, unless you're pairing it up with a weird sync pair. I don't know. All right, we're going to move down here. So Racing Rain. So quickly charges the move gauge when the weather is rainy. Kind of promoting that rain team again, right? Again, likewise, Raging Rain powers up moves by 30% when the weather is rainy. Now, moving over to the left, we have Shower Power 5. So powers up sync moves when the weather is rainy. That's an additional 50% to your sync moves. So we might be looking at a Dreadnought sync nuke. It has not been unheard of that tech units can hit really, really hard. So, all right, moving over here to Hunter's Instinct, and we might as well do Hunter's Instinct and Cakewalk. So Cakewalk, more the target speed is lowered, the more it powers up sync moves. And Hunter's Instinct, kind of the same thing, only applies to just regular moves. Okay, so looking at the red tiles now, we have Jawlock Move Gauge Refresh 2 has a 30% chance of charging the user's move gauge by 1 when a move is successful. And then we move over here to Razor Shell Critical Focus, raises the user's crit hit rate when the user lands a critical hit. And then we have Razor Shell Move Gauge Refresh 2, another 30% to gain a gauge back. And moving down here, we have Wash 'em Away MP Refresh 3. So it's a 40% chance when using Wash 'em Away to get one of those uses back. So could be really good. I always promote using or at least getting the NPR tiles for trainer moves, especially the good trainer moves. So take a look at that. And lastly, for our last red tile, we have Rock Tomb Move Gauge Refresh 3, so a 40% chance to gain a bar back when using Rock Tomb. Other than that, we got 2 sync move tiles. We have a bunch of Rock Tomb, power-up nodes. We have Jawlock power-up nodes. We have Razor Shell accuracy nodes plus 3 tiles to boost up Razor Shell's power. So, if you end up getting Dreadnought 1 out of 5, now usually 9 times out of 10 with these sync pairs, if you have them 1 out of 5, you can probably, let's see if we can swing it here. Probably not, but you can get most of the tiles, right? If this is definitely a sync pair you want to invest in, then I would just max out 1 out of 5 and just try to work to 3 out of 5 over time. But you get some good stuff here. So you get accuracy for Razor Shell. You get some Razor Shell power ups. You get the trainer move NPR, Rock Tomb MGR. So 1 out of 5, not too crazy, but now 2 out of 5, you get a little bit more options here. So you have access to Racing Rain 3, Cakewalk, Vigilance. So if you're using Dreadnought for a tank, you might want to go for Vigilance. But let's say we want to do like a rain team, right? So I would probably go with something like this. Definitely want MGR, raise that speed, because its speed is not that great. Maybe do like a Razor Shell, maybe a Razor Shell type build. Because I mean, Jawlock is not going to be, I don't really think it's going to be your main damage dealer, even though it has 140 base power. But you could do something with Jawlock. So maybe if you grab all the Jawlock nodes up here, you could still do like a Racing Rain type of deal. Maybe get Cakewalk and an attack node. A little bit of utility in there, a little bit of extra added attack. You get that increased move gauge acceleration with rain, maybe something like that. Now, you end up getting Dreadnought 3 out of 5. Awesome. So, a couple things you can do. Thinking about critical focus, maybe, but what really stands out to me is jaw lock. So, maybe get some added utility, get some recovery for Dreadnought being a tech unit. It's really nice. Maybe do something along the lines of this. We can't get Racing Rain, but really with a jaw lock build, you're not really going to be looking for a rain. I mean, you could, but I don't know exactly how much utility that's going to give you. Maybe some attack, speed we don't really care about, and maybe a little added defense. So something like this for a jaw lock build could be good. Now if we wanted to do maybe like a sync nuke, you could probably do something along the lines of maybe get some yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Oh, do not have enough. So maybe something like this, where we can raise attack. See if we have access to another attack node, maybe. Doesn't look like it. Okay, but maybe something like this, right? So you could use it for a rain team. You got 2 sync tiles. You have Cakewalk, which is going to add damage to your sync nuke based on how much speed you lower. You have Shower Power, which is going to give you an extra 50%. So you get 50% from Shower Power. You get 30% from Raging Rain. You get an extra 50 damage onto your sync nuke. If you apply Restrain too, you're adding another 50%. So this sync nuke can be pretty deadly. But overall, the unit looks pretty solid. Again, I'm probably going to pass because it's getting way too close to anniversary for me to even think about spending gems. But who knows? You know, it might be a decent unit. But again, like I said previously, the restrain effect is going to be key in doing some really good damage with Dreadnought. But that'll about do it for NESSA and Dreadnought today. Again, my name is Brandon. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. If you did enjoy this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, hit those notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I will see you all in the next video.